How's it going, everybody? Doing a gum chewing Scream review here today and a drink review. It's another Mountain Dew. This Mountain Dew's been out for a while, but I figured I'd maybe throw some of these Mountain Dew reviews or a drink review at the end of videos, so from time to time, not all the time, obviously. So if you guys like it, I can keep doing it. If you don't, I can stop. But I did see, we went and saw Scream 5, or it's just Scream, yesterday in Smithtown. Oh no, Stony Brook, sorry. There's only one other person in there. I've been wanting to see it. It looked good. The previews look good. It reviewed fairly well. My friend liked it. He'd seen it last week. But we went. It actually started at 2:55. It was supposed to start at 2:30, but there was 7 or 8 previews. I'm trying to think real quick. We saw a trailer for the Batman, Morbius, right? The movie. That movie Dog. Death on the Nile. Some weird-looking movie called X, which I didn't think it looked that great. I think it was called X or X something. They're filming a porno, but some weird, the classic now trope of my wife has something wrong with her and it happens at night type thing, from The Visit and fucking that other movie, I can't remember what it's called. Those 5. There was that Sandra Bullock movie with Channing Tatum. I forget what it was called, and Daniel Radcliffe, and there was one other one. I can't remember what the other one was. It's just way too many previews, though. Anyway, on to the actual movie. I really enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. It was well done, and they have new writers on there or whatever, but they did a good job with keeping up with that meta feel of the screams, that kind of almost movie within a movie type thing, playing on other movies in the genre and whatever. They did a good job of still keeping that fresh, which I don't know how much longer they can pull that off, although you have 3 returning people, David Arquette, Nev Campbell, and Courtney Cox all return. I'm not going to put spoilers in here or anything. Light spoilers, but it's more just story stuff. But it starts off as the first one did. It's funny. This is kind of a spoiler, but I think people kind of knew it. But the one girl, the movie kind of buff in this one, said this is now set up a requel, kind of the Star Wars sequels or Ghostbusters. These other movies that kind of are reboots but sequels at the same time. They very much. Anybody's seen Force Awakens? I like Force Awakens. I have not actually, still have not seen. I've seen parts of The Last Jedi. I've not seen that full. Didn't think I'd be into it from what I saw, and I've not seen The Rise of Skywalker at all. But when I first saw The Force Awakens, I thought it was cool, even though I was this is playing out exactly like A New Hope played out. Still enjoyable, with some different elements in there as well. This movie is very similar, but they acknowledge it. They do the Scream franchise, that way of acknowledging how things are working, the meta, whatever the hell you want to call it. But she mentions that, and, everybody's a suspect. They do a good job of kind of throwing you off people. I mean, you can kind of figure out things, but they keep you on your toes, which is nice. It starts off just like the first one. Actually, all of them kind of start off that way anyway, right? Yeah. Phone rings, the classic voice is on the other end, and, but this girl's sister gets attacked. The other sister comes in from another place in California. She comes down, she has a big secret, I won't mention that. Some people are like related to older characters from the original. So you have that kind of stuff in there. You will see some familiar places as well. But it all works fairly well. They got, the new group of kids in here, and they could set up more sequels if they wanted to. I'm sure they will. Acting is solid from the newcomers and the people who've been there a while. What's her name? If you've seen Scream 4, the Deputy Hicks. I can't remember her name. Marley Shelton, I think, is the actress's name. She's in it again. So yeah, she was only in the fourth one. Before this one, she wasn't in any of the other ones. So she's kind of a returning face, and they take knocks at that too. They're like, "Oh, you're only in some of it. You don't have to worry. But if you're related to someone from an earlier one, you're, like, it's all over the place with that kind of like, throwing out jokes and stuff." Acting's all good. You got the guy from who plays Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's kid, Jack Quaid. He's in it. The boys. I recognize some of the younger people, like the kid. What's his name? Dylan Minnette from Don't Breathe, and I think he was in that show, 13 Reasons Why. He's been in other stuff as well. Some of the other people as well I recognized. I can't remember names. Oh, Jenna Ortega. I recognized her. She's the one sister. So you have a lot of stuff there, a lot of callbacks and throwbacks and shit like that as well. It very much is what the girl said it was. It's like a reboot. They're rebooting it while being a sequel. It worked very well, though. I think so, at least. You still get the visceral, like, brutal violence of the Scream movies, like that. Just the intense, like, kills and attacks. Like, they're really intense. They're really, like... And that's one thing I always liked about these movies, is that the person or the people, whoever's the killer or killers in these movies, doesn't... They always kind of get thrown up, chucked a little bit, beaten up a little bit before they finish off somebody or hurt them badly. And I always like that. It's not that they're not, like, overly overpowered in these movies. And it's also, most people are getting stabbed in them. Some people do get shot from time to time as well. But so people can survive, and people know this from the other movies, Someone might get stabbed once, but then they kind of just walk away. The killer leaves. So they do a good job of, someone can survive some of these stab wounds. Sometimes they can't. But there's a few instances in this one where I was like, where are the wounds from what happened there? I won't spoil things, but you might notice it too. I guess things could be played off well. They were wearing a bulletproof vest, but you never know, right? But it still maintains that, like, just brutal, like, visceral action and just the violence in there. It's just very personal and up close because it's knives are involved, so... And, like I said, that's still there. It's good. Like I said, the writing's good. There's a couple, but, overall, they play on a lot of things, too. In the one scene with the one kid, he keeps... this is a little bit of a spoiler here. Not really, but it is. So if you don't want to listen to a few seconds, then don't. But he keeps, like, he opens a door, and the music picks up. No one's behind it. He opens the fridge, closes it. No one's there. They keep making you think Ghostface is going to be behind, one of these things and shit. But there's still good surprises in there and good jump scares in there as well, which is nice. It still has the humor in there as well. It's still that kind of horror movie where, your friends and loved ones have just died, but let's fucking not really give a shit. Like I've said in the past, I want to see a movie where the sequel is they're going to fucking 6 funerals. The whole movie is just them going to their friends' funerals. But it has that, someone just died. Let's drink, I guess maybe you do that, but, like, it's just, kind of thrown out the window. And that's in a lot of horror movies, though. You only have a certain amount of time to play with. Actually, this movie's pretty long. It's about, not counting the credits, probably about an hour and 50 minutes, close to 2 hours. I think it said 2 hours, but, the credits are probably 7 minutes. It's probably about maybe an hour and 55. But it did not drag at all. It didn't drag at all, You were excited about what was going to happen next and shit, and it flowed nicely, which is good. Like I said, everybody does a good job in it. But I like the way they were still able to kind of keep it fresh. And the plus about the Screams is there's only been 5 since '96, so you got about 25 years. I think the first one came out. The first one was '96. I think I was in 11th grade. Actually, I might have been in 12th. It might have been early 12th grade when the first one came out. Because 12th grade for me was '96, '97. So I think it might have been the tail end of '96 that it came out, maybe October, November. But then the second one I think came out in '97. I think the third might have been '99. So there was 3 quickly, and then the fourth one was 2011, which is crazy because this one's already 10 years later. I'm like, holy shit, that movie came out 10 years ago. So they're at least able to keep it fresh, and hopefully they don't keep pumping them out. But I know this one did pretty good money as well. It didn't cost a lot to make, so I really liked it. I'd give it, if we're doing 5 stars for a movie, I would probably, honestly, I'd probably do 4 out of 5. Something like that. Maybe 4.5, 4.25. We'll do 4.25. Because I really did like it. It wasn't perfect. First one's still my favorite. This one's actually high on the list too because I did like it. First one's still my favorite, but this one plays on the first one a lot, which is nice. But it makes sense, which is cool. It makes sense, which is nice. But definitely check it out if you're into the movies and you're into horror because it is worth it. It's not a bad movie by any stretch. It's very, very good. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I'd say 4.25 stars. Fuck it, 4.25 out of 5. Won't push quite to 4 or 5, and it's not a 5-star movie. That would mean perfect, but it was good. In the vein of like the Ghostbusters Afterlife, they did a good job with kind of rebooting the franchise while making it a sequel. So kudos to the Ghostbusters people and the people here who did Scream. But yeah, definitely a really good movie. Now, let me get rid of the gum and move on to this drink review. Mountain Dew. Voltage. This has been out for a long time, but like I said, I figured I'd pop these drink reviews in if people like them. I'll throw a little drink review in at the end of some videos from time to time, mostly Mountain Dews. I was hoping to find, because I went to 7-Eleven, I was like, it's too cold, I'm not walking all the way to fucking Big Lots. There's a 7-Eleven, like maybe 15-minute walk away. I'm like, I'll go there instead. I thought maybe they'd have it. They had Major Melon, but it was a 0 sugar. I would have grabbed that one if it wasn't 0 sugar. I did grab this, and I grabbed a Code Red, which I have not had Code Red in a bit, but Voltage is really good. This is probably my second favorite Mountain Dew behind the original, and I could even say it's my favorite in some cases. It tastes, it almost tastes like a bubble gum. It is it's charged with raspberry, citrus flavor, and ginseng with other natural flavors. You can taste the raspberry in there. It just has, it's almost hard to describe it. It's almost like a gum. It's almost like a candy, almost like in a fucking bottle. Like, I don't know how Mountain Dew does this shit with some of their drinks, like that gingerbread one as well. But it's so good, man. It's so good. Looks like antifreeze or something. It's so good and so bad. I really like this one. This one is my second behind the original. I still gotta go with the original because I love it. So I wish they fucking still made Livewire. If anybody in their region still gets Livewire, just let me know because I'll take a trip to that region to get Livewire. I used to love it. It was like their Sunkissed almost. It was so fucking good. I've said this for a long time, but Mountain Dew, especially the original flavor, and this one as well, are like the only sodas that like are refreshing. Because sodas typically aren't going to refresh you or quench your thirst because they got so much fucking, not a shit ton, but they have a good amount of sodium in them. But I don't know, they quench my thirst. But it's really good. It has such a fucking good taste. It just tastes like some kind of candy. Like we use like a little candy. It's fucking weird. It's almost like a Jolly Rancher in a fucking bottle. Or like a Skittles or something. Like it's so good. that's like my review of things. Like I said, I don't know. Like I'm not. It's like with eating food. I can't be like, well, I can really taste a little bit of this, and this goes nicely with that to give it this flavor. I can't do that. I don't even know how to. I'm not good with describing foods or drinks. I can tell it tastes good and it's refreshing, and I'm not really tasting any ginseng, but I'm not an expert on the taste of ginseng. Isn't ginseng kind of a form of caffeine or something? It's Panax ginseng root extract in there. Yes. What's the thing in here that, I know that a lot of the things have high fructose corn syrup, but there's something in here that, maybe they don't have it in here anymore. It's not, I don't think it's sodium benzoate. It's something else. Do they not put it in here anymore? Or maybe it's not in this, like bromulated summer thing or other. I fucking forget. It was one that, like, was messing with people's brains, apparently. I remember years ago, I was on Facebook and I was like, oh, it was something about Mountain Dew. I was talking about how I like Mountain Dew, and somebody comments, like, this fucking woman, I don't even, she's like one of my sister's friends or something. I don't know why they added me. Because I would have been like 10 years older than me, so I was like, what? And they were like, oh, that's why your brain's rotting or something. And I commented back. I was like, yeah, that's my excuse. I'm like, I got an excuse at least. What's your excuse? It's really good though. Excuse me. Wow, that's the ASMR right there. A little bit of a review. I remember I went to Florida one time. I think it was Walmart or Publix. I think it was Publix, actually. I had the 12 packs of these, like the cans. I was like, fuck yes. That's what we drinking all week. Healthy as fuck. But yeah, you know, that's just a kind of quick review. That isn't even really a review of a soda. But if you like Mountain Dew and you've not tasted Voltage, get it. I thought it was bromulated or some fucking weird word. It wasn't sodium benzoate. That's good. That's bad. The toppings are also cursed. Yeah, I mean, some of these things, it's like they get weird names. Gum, Arabic, sodium citrate, calcium disodium. I'm probably saying a lot of these names wrong. Of course, the high fructose corn syrup. That's staple in American shit. But yeah, that's a Scream 5. I'm chewing Scream 5. Scream. It's just Scream. It isn't actually called Scream 5. It's just Scream. Scream review. And a quick, just pretty much not review, but telling you how much I like Mountain Dew Voltage. But yeah, thanks everybody for checking